Crap Show with me, your host, Collection Fanatic, aka Justin, and our new crossover guest star. You shut up! Stop saying help. Cameron, the big-headed nerdy media man.
You did the same intro twice. You can't believe this fucker had to restart his stream because he played the wrong game.
I wanted to get in the Halloween mood.
GTA is scary. He plays a madman and go around killing people.
That's fair. So today we're going to be talking about the Halloween scary movie shit. All these scary movie, yay. So Cameron.
No.
What is your favorite horror film and why?
The Shining.
The Shining, and why?
This one scene where there's a dog. It's just well made. It's scary.
Good save. Anyway,
it's just well made. I like Jack Nicholson. He used to be a recurring character on my channel. Where it was just a DVD of The Shining.
Window was shattered with violence.
Oh yeah, I remember when all your streams would just have that picture of
dragged through the street.
Yeah. Where it would like commentate over movies. It was just like
blood
picture. It
trailing.
was just like filled with me on the couch and Jack Nicholson be right next to me.
should probably turn down the volume on everything, shouldn't I?
Yeah.
Let's put everything on 3.
Yeah, but I love The Shining. It's just so well made. It's one of the few movies that actually no movie has really scared me. A lot of things have unsettled me. How about this? Here's a question for you. What movie like actually scares you?
Shit, man, probably The Witch. The Witch still kind of freaks me out. Like anything by A24 ends up like freaking me out really bad.
Yeah, man, Uncut Gems scared the piss out of me.
Okay, not everything. Let me reiterate. Jesus Christ, sorry that like I'm here with Mr. Literal, everybody.
Good evening.
Let's see what else makes me really unsettled.
Have you seen The Lighthouse? Do you think The Lighthouse is better than The Witch? Or do you
Oh,
like
what's
The
so
Witch
scary about a lighthouse?
Oh, God, we're gonna talk about that now.
If you want to talk about that.
Yeah, Jason Michael told him he doesn't like The Lighthouse because he likes Willem Dafoe. I love how you say Willem Dafoe is like the greatest villain in the White House, the White House, the Lighthouse.
I mean, yeah, he is though. Sort of, isn't he?
I think he. Well, spoiler for the Lighthouse. I think he kind of goes crazy first, and it kind of just sets off Robert Pattinson's character becoming who then makes him insaner.
Insanerino.
I love the Lighthouse. I have on my horror ranking list on Letterboxd on the nerdy film guy on Letterboxd. I'm plugging.
He's advertising.
Yeah, I have a list, and I think it's number 5. I think it's 5. I think I have it pretty high. It's a very good movie.
I mean, I think, in my opinion, like, yeah, and I know that opinion of this has changed so much over the years. I still find the Blair Witch Project to be really unsettling.
Yeah, like I haven't seen that movie, but I have seen that one clip where that dude is staring into a wall.
Like, I know a lot of people kind of really fucking hate that movie these days for some reason.
I think it's just kind of levied against Blair Witch 2016.
I mean, maybe a lot of people say it's also just because like the times have changed so much that like what people view as
Still plays.
Right. Like some people have gone as far as to say that the Blair Witch Project just isn't scary anymore.
Well, I don't think people realize. I think people only know of the Blair Witch. They don't know about the 2 documentaries that came first.
Yeah, right. Well, like if you were
I didn't.
Like, if you were in the 90s, which, by the way, I want to point out that I was born in... Yeah, like, I don't remember the 90s at all. I was, like, a very, very young kid during the 90s, so there's no way... You know, I wouldn't have remembered the 90s at all. But from what I understand was if you were there during the, the marketing of the Blair Witch Project, you got really engrossed in it.
But do you remember when Scooby-Doo did the Blair Witch? It was
I
literally
don't.
the Blair Witch with the same presentation, but Scooby-Doo characters.
Like I didn't see the Scooby-Doo Blair Witch thing until like many years later when somebody sent it to me. And
you have seen it.
Yeah, I've seen it. I didn't see it when it first came out. I laughed my ass off when I saw it. I was like, this is the crossover I've been wanting. Where
Oh, that's ringing.
It's not my phone.
In my game.
I was gonna say that, like, with all these like Scooby-Doo crossovers that have been coming out, where's our legitimate Scooby-Doo Blair Witch crossover? Where's our Scooby-Doo Michael Myers crossover? Like, I want Scooby-Doo. Scooby-Doo gets fucking killed on Halloween, the movie.
It's fucking killed.
That's what it'll be called.
I won't let you escape.
But like, I still get unsettled by the Blair Witch Project, but I think it's more of... Oh, fuck. I want to say it's more of the character development that really gets me.
I was about to say, I didn't want to speak for you, but yeah, like you mentioned, the characters just fucking deteriorate.
Oh yeah, like these are supposed to be guys that like work together and all that, and are supposedly like, you know.
By the end, they're just fucking yelling at each other.
Oh yeah, like it goes from like, hey, do you believe in the Blair Witch? Lol, no. And then like by the time you get to like, like I want to say like 45 minutes into the movie, it's like, you fucking bitch, you fucking bitch, you fucking moron, you're calling me a moron, fuck you, I'll kill you. Like just the idea that like these characters who are, by the way, barely know each other before, you know, the movie actually starts. But the fact that
they respect each other enough and they won't kill each other.
Right, but the fact that their like relationship deteriorates so much and they end up like absolutely fucking hating each other and just shitting on one another and getting to the point where you know, because like I know there are a lot of weird fan theories about the Blair Witch Project. Right. Like I know one of the
Blair Witch the whole time.
I know one of the theories of the Blair Witch Project is that like Josh and Mike are the killers, which I guess that's been debunked thanks to the 2016 sequel, I guess.
Yeah.
But like there used to be, actually I don't know if the website is still there or not, but I do remember that there was a website a long time ago that like literally just compiled evidence of like stuff to support the theory. I don't remember what it was called. I know like it had some outlandish theories. Like one of them was that like Josh and Mike did a shit ton of shrooms and killed Heather. that was what.
Wife staring at the wall.
Right. Yeah. Actually, that was part of the website.
By the way, spoilers for the Blair Witch.
Yeah, spoilers for a movie that came out like.
That came out in like the 90s. Yeah.
Yeah, that came out like over 20 years ago. God, that movie is 22 years old now.
Jesus.
Or at least it will be. I can't remember what month the Blair Witch Project came out in. What's another good spooky Halloween movie that you like?
Like The Thing. That's probably my third favorite.
See, I can't watch The Thing
unless you're snowed in.
Yeah, unless it's winter time. Like I can't get in the mood for it. I know. Like I just can't, and it really bothers me because a lot of people are like, you should just watch The Thing during Halloween. I'm like, it doesn't feel like a Halloween movie though. Like I get it, it's made by fucking John Carpenter, but it doesn't make it a fucking Halloween movie.
I know. Well, I don't watch Halloween movies during Halloween. I just watch scary movies.
Right, same here. I mean, I guess it's a good idea to watch the Halloween movies during the Halloween season, but at the same time,
Like, they were kind of like, you know, pushed to come out around Halloween, like the Halloween franchise. Which,
yeah,
by the way,
except
sucks, by the way.
with like with the exception of the ones that came out during like fucking August.
Which one was that?
Like the Rob Zombie's Halloween came out in August of 2007.
Yeah, I love The Thing. That movie is just a straight up stone cold classic. Couldn't be outdone.
The Thing is definitely The Thing is definitely one of my favorites for sure.
Not was good.
Night of the Living Dead, yeah.
Yeah.
Though for some reason I always end up watching the Romero movies during the summer. I don't know why.
I'm looking at my list I have on my letterbox, the Dirty Film Guy, go follow. Number 4 I have is Evil Dead 2, which is my favorite of the Evil Dead series. I love them all. I absolutely love them all. Right after Evil Dead 2 is Evil Dead 1, I'm pretty sure.
I was gonna say, I think I'd put Evil Dead 1 a bit higher on my list.
Love Evil Dead. I love Evil Dead 2, though. Evil Dead 2 gets to my favorite part the fastest, which is just Ash in the cabin, because that's my favorite part of the original. It's just some fucking dude, and it's just not... The movie, once the movie does that, in Evil Dead 1, it just keeps going. It doesn't really stop.
Right.
Because everything is just building up to that moment, where everything is just fucked.
Like, Evil Dead's just such a classic, in a way.
It is.
Like, I know it's like I mean, I think it's got more recognition now than, like, years ago. Because, like, nowadays, at least everyone's, like, kind of heard of Evil Dead.
Yeah, everyone, if you go groovy, then I think people know what you're talking about.
Right, because, like, I remember that there was a point in the early 2000s where, like, Evil Dead was part of that kind of, like, really, like, niche crowd.
Yeah.
And that you had to be, like, an absolute film buff to actually, like, know anything about Evil Dead, let alone if it existed.
I have the 2013 reboot at number 10. How did you feel about that one?
I thought it was a good reboot. I thought it took itself a little too seriously, but at the same time I knew it was trying to get back to, like, how the first Evil Dead was.
Yeah, well, the thing is, the first Evil Dead movie is camp. It is very good, gritty. The thing is, it had camp. The Evil Dead remake takes all that out and plays it completely straight, which I really enjoy. Also, it's fucking brutal as hell. They, like, saw through someone's, like, tongue. But yeah, I have The Lighthouse at, like, 6 and The Witch at 7. It Follows at 8.
Whoa.
What else has the guy who made It Follows made? I think he made, Under the Silver Lake, which is like this conspiracy movie. With Andrew Garfield.
Andrew Garfield.
And we told a virgin.
It is the Garfield of the Andrew. He likes lasagna, but he hates Mondays. Let's see here. I'm trying to think of, like, some like good ones.
How about Dawn of the Dead, since we talked about not old?
The original or the remake?
Oh.
I really love the original more for its pacing.
I think both movies have pretty iffy pacing. Once they get rid of the zombies in the original, I kind of like, okay, I'm waiting for Thompson Lee to show up.
I mean, I guess, but
There's still some fun stuff, but I feel like it goes on for a lot longer than I remember.
Like,
The remake, I just kind of just don't like.
I mean, I don't know, because, like, for the original movie, like, don't get me wrong, the remake's good as well.
It's a good, competent studio film that is entertaining.
But when it came to the original Dawn of the Dead, I really liked, similar with the Blair Witch Project, I really, really, really enjoyed the character development a lot more.
A lot of strong characters.
Right, and you sort of see them also, like, devolve as well.
Kind of. Like, they all kind of want to kill themselves at the end.
I mean, that's true, but at the same time, it's just bizarre how like they fall apart so quickly.
Yeah, and they just like, who's the guy? We're talking about the original, right?
Yes.
Yeah. What's his name? The helicopter, the flyboy, the helicopter dude.
Steven.
Yes, yeah, Steven. His whole character is really, he's trying to be this fucking macho dude who just doesn't know what the fuck's going on. Doesn't know how to be macho.
Right.
Idiot, and that kind of leads to his own downfall. And I'm like, that's good, subtle character writing. That's a good character trait. That's a good, subtle character trait for someone to have. And George Romero is not subtle. That's what I said. George Romero is not a subtle man.
Right.
I really don't think he had any like political commentary or any sort of commentary at all for Noddle, the original Night of the Living Dead, because whenever he has a message to make, he just straight up says it.
Yeah.
Which is really funny. Like, I'm pretty sure in the Martin movie, in his movie Martin, the vampire one, the part where he goes like, Morcare says, "There's no magic left in the world at all. There's no imagination." It's like, oh.
Ugh.
I miss George Romero.
Yeah. Speaking of Martin, isn't that getting a release?
Yeah, for the first time. Yeah, because it was stuck in the same kind of purgatory that the original Dawn is currently in. I think it's owned by the same person. They managed to wrestle that from him.
They better. Like, because I know Martin's like, for some reason Martin's like...
Go ahead.
I was gonna say Martin's like an oddly controversial movie, but when you compare it to like some of the other stuff that came out, not only in the 70s, but even the stuff in like George Romero's repertoire, it's really not that big of a deal.
Yeah. I need to watch it. It looks good.
Yeah, like personally, I watched like clips of Martin. I was like, okay, I could see where he's going with this. Like, I haven't sat down and watched the whole movie, but I definitely would be interested in watching the whole thing. But
I can see his thesis statement he wanted to make for the film.
Yeah, and now is it coming out on like Criterion? Like, didn't Criterion say they're doing it?
No, it's some other certain boutique brand. I think Arrow. I think I have it saved somewhere.
Okay,
it is coming this year.
That is actually a good topic of discussion, because like some people have this debate online, like what is better, is it Arrow or Criterion?
Well, it just depends on what you want. There's something for everyone and everything.
Right.
Arrow seems to have a lot of more wacky shit.
That's true.
Like Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
Ah, that's true. Like Arrow, like because I got some releases from both. Because I know for a fact I have Cairo, which is my favorite horror movie of all time, by the way.
Yeah, that's not exclusively Arrow, but they are. It's one of their.
Yeah, like I would recommend it if you're gonna get a Blu-ray of Pulse, aka Cairo. I know over here we call it Pulse.
Isn't Pulse the name of the American remake?
It's also technically the name of the original film as well. It's just when people try to distinguish it from the American remake, they just call it Cairo.
Yeah, makes sense.
So, like, I actually got a friend of mine to sit down and watch Cairo, and he really liked it. He was like, "Yeah, Cairo's like fucking great. Cairo's terrifying."
Arrow has a lot of great movies. Has a lot of good horror movies.
Right.
I think they have Reanimator.
Oh shit, Reanimator! I haven't watched Reanimator in so long.
Reanimator was going to be one of the first proper reviews I did with like actual footage back in like my freshman year.
Like, I don't know, fucking. There's something really bizarre about Reanimator and how people react to it.
What do you mean?
Like, some people really love that movie and then just get like creepily obsessed with it.
Like how?
Like for some reason Reanimator was just like this big thing like in the 80s, 90s, and 2000s, but it's not that like if you look at it as a whole, It's not that great of a movie, in my opinion. But at the same time, a part of me is like, yeah, but I can't deny that this movie's got like some serious influence.
Yeah, it does. Like, I really think it helped kickstart a good deal of Lovecraft love.
Yeah, because like,
Helped Jeffrey Combs out, helped Brian Usna. So now, because I think thanks to that movie, we were able to get Society, which is one of the greatest movies I've ever seen.
Society.
But I haven't seen the sequels for Reanimator. I haven't seen Bride or Beyond.
I saw Bride, and I want to say I saw Beyond, but it's been like so long that I don't fucking remember a single thing about it.
But I know there is another Reanimator movie that's like a lot closer to the original source material, because Reanimator, with like, the Jeffrey Combs one, is not a good adaptation of the source material. It just takes the story and characters and concept,
right,
puts it somewhere else. It's a good movie. It's a really great movie. Where do I have that on my list? I'm naming movies off my list. Yeah, I have it at 35 out of 110.
I need to get back on Letterboxd to just make a whole list.
Ever seen Dagon?
I've heard of it. I want to say
that's another Lovecraft movie from Stuart Gordon. He directed Reanimator. That movie is pretty much Resident Evil 4 in terms of structure, because like it's like, you know, a guy goes into a village and he's just hunted by the entire village.
Right.
There's a great part where he's in a hotel room. He looks out his window. They're coming to get him, so he's like, you know, locking his doors, sliding dressers against it. You know, there's a part where his door won't lock, but he's like holding the door with his back, so he has to reach over to his bathroom door to unscrew the lock and screw it on his actual door. And I'm like, that's really fucking cool. That's like kind of tense. It's great. I love this. They skin someone's fucking face off too. They skin their whole body. It's nuts. You should definitely watch it if it's still on Tubi.
I probably will. I was about to say, like,
I watched it when Stuart Gordon died.
Did you fucking recommend me something? Not gonna watch.
Castle Freak is an interesting Lovecraft movie. I haven't read the story, but the movie is more of a family melodrama with some random dickless freak in it. But it's a good movie. It's a really good melodrama where Jeffrey Combs actually gets to act for once and not be like a fucking maniac. Well, then he plays like a drunk father who is kind of a maniac. But it's a good movie.
I think, oh fuck, like, my wife and I just recently went through some of the Hammer movies recently.
Really?
Yeah, like we went through horror.
In particular?
We went through Horror of Dracula, which is sometimes known as just Dracula. Yeah. And Curse of Frankenstein.
Cursed?
Yeah. Curse of Frankenstein is probably my favorite out of the two. But we were talking about how like the big differences between like Hammer and Universal. It was just like,
I was about to ask, what is the big difference between them?
I mean, the one that everyone points out is the fact that most of the Hammer horror films are in color. That's like the first thing everybody like brings up. But yeah, like most people that are like into like horror movies or just, you know, movies in general are like, oh yeah, the Hammer films are all in color, while most of the Universal movies, with the exception of like the 1943 Phantom of the Opera, are all in black and white. And yeah, the
1963 version is really good.
Let's see here. I've seen the 1924 version, I've seen the 1943 version, and the 2004. Oh, and the 1960s version by Hammer.
I think that was the one I saw.
The other thing about Hammer is that they weren't really afraid to get into like sex and violence. Like, you know, they had blood on screen. They had attractive looking women on screen to try and, like, you know, get audiences to come see. Because like it got to the point where Hammer was like fully willing to embrace like, lol, we know what kind of movies we're making here. Pretty much. Like I know that like the Dracula and the Frankenstein movies were they're like big fucking money makers.
Oh yeah, those made a bunch of fucking money.
Like it's a little bizarre in the sense of like how quickly these movies were produced together.
There were times where they just rose to pump stuff out. They were making like 3 different movies at once.
Yeah, like
on sets, sometimes using the same footage.
Oh yeah, like I was telling my wife when we were watching Horror Dracula that like Dracula's castle is like reused for like 6 different like Hammer movies.
But isn't a thing that hasn't been done before in movies? It's been done before, but they usually do a better job at hiding it.
Yeah, I was just thinking about this the other day. Like one of the big differences between like Hammer and Universal is that like Universal has this like really weird like dreamlike quality to all their monster movies.
Mm-hmm.
You know, which is really weird. Like I was just thinking about this not too long ago. That like if you watch like Frankenstein, Dracula, the Wolfman, the Invisible Man, and all that shit. You never really know exactly what time period these movies take place in. Like,
yeah, I think I know exactly.
Well, no, because like some of these movies hint that it's like the 1800s, but yet they get like technology mixed up. They talk about weird like events that have occurred that won't occur until a certain time. Some of the movies do date themselves. Like I know that the Universal version of Dracula, you can actually see a specific model of a car, like drive by. But like, so that kind of dates the movie. But then like you watch Frankenstein, and it's like you can't tell if Frankenstein's like in the 1800s or the 1900s. It's just kind of all over the place.
Use of like location and technology.
I mean that's true, and you are right when you say that like other movies have reused sets as well, because like I mean that's true that Universal Monsters also reuse the same like sets over and over and over again. But I feel like Hammer, due to how quick their schedule was, because like Hammer would literally like schedule sequels to movies that hadn't even been released yet, and just start filming it right away. And I feel like because of their tight schedule, they literally just went in like, all right, leave all the big stuff, like leave the shelves and the tables, but move the chairs around a bit. Yeah, it's just like I don't know. It's to me, it's really bizarre. Also, I'm playing Vampire. We're talking about Hammer. We gotta mention that there's apparently a character. I can't remember who, but there. Yes, it is Cameron. There is a character who actually is modeled to look like Peter Cushing.
Really?
Yes.
Damn.
Like there actually is a character modeled to look like Peter Cushing, and it's supposed to be just a reference to Hammer, and it's like, haha, look what we did. It's like, okay, that's cool, I guess. But
That's cool, I guess.
I mean, it is kind of funny in my opinion when you look at the Hammer movies, and like we have such high regards for actors such as like Christopher Lee and Peter Cushing and stuff like that, and we always forget that this is where they started, Like,
well, that Martin thing is coming up by Second Sight Films in that era.
Whoa!
There we go. What you were saying.
I think the biggest problem with Hammer, because a lot of people like in the film community, they kind of wonder, like why Hammer kind of just like went away after a while, because like we know Universal's still around. We know that most yeah but what's really bizarre though is just the fact that I don't know, like Hammer Hammer really like worked itself thin, and I know that they've sort of made a comeback.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of. I know that they're owned by like another company now. Like The Woman in Black, for example, is technically a Hammer film. So is Let the Right One In, or Let Me In. I don't know. It's just... but anyway. But the let's see here. We went through some of the Hammer movies. What is your favorite '70s horror film?
70s, well, I think high on my list is, the original Dawn of the Dead.
Right.
I remember some. Horror in every single decade was very different. From 60s, 70s, and 90s to 2000s, they were all very different.
Right.
70s was very kind of mean and lean. 80s felt more imaginative, I guess. Jaws counts as a horror movie, right?
People say it does. I'm kind of on the fence about it.
Jaws feels like it came out in the 80s.
It does.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre is a good one. I'm just going through my list. I'm looking at movies that came out in the 70s. I saw that for the first time last year, I think.
See, one of my earliest dates with my wife, when we first started dating, I got her to watch Texas Chainsaw Massacre. She did not like it.
Wow.
She did not like that movie one bit.
What did she like about it?
But yet she likes Halloween though.
Yeah, well, the thing is, what did she not like Texas Chainsaw because of like how intense it was?
No, she just didn't like it because like this movie's stupid. She's like, this movie's stupid.
This movie's a literal work of art.
Oh shit! It was so funny.
A work of art.
Like she likes Friday the 13th. She likes the first couple Nightmare on Elm Streets, and she likes some of the Halloween movies. She really hates the Rob Zombie remakes of Halloween. Which, after rewatching both of those, I gotta agree with our good friend Tyler. His statement that for some reason in the world of Rob Zombie's Halloween, everybody is an insufferable asshole.
Yeah.
And there's
really
no
redeeming person.
Yeah, there's like really no reason like why. And at first you kind of feel bad for like Laurie Strode, for example. And
Barely. She doesn't act like a fucking teenager. She really doesn't.
Yeah, but ironically enough, she was the only teenager on set. Everybody else was like, or am I thinking of Jamie Lee Curtis?
What do you mean, in the original?
Yeah.
Oh no.
I thought it was really funny. I was reading an interview about Jamie Lee Curtis recently, where somebody was like, "Yeah, Jamie Lee Curtis was like 30 when we filmed Halloween," and she was like, "I was 19." And it was like, ooh.
Like, damn. Jamie Lee Curtis seems like a very wonderful woman. I've talked about this a couple of times. She seems like a wonderful woman.
Yeah.
There was this period, because, she started with all these, like, early horror movies, like Prom Night and, like early slasher films.
Oh, yeah. Like Prom Night, Halloween.
And then she wanted to be a serious actress, which she did. She had a couple of serious movies, comedies. But now she's kind of come back to horror.
Ah, shit. An error has occurred in my game. Oh, man, we may have to end the stream. Oh, man. Jamie Lee Curtis, I'm sorry. I was defending you. It is. What about Christmas with the Cranks?